My sister are going to Nishiki Market, an artist house, one of the temple and shrines today. We got here in Kyoto yesterday morning at around 11, but we were super jet lagged, so we slept for a couple of hours and then walked around Kyoto High Street, went shopping, got some food, that's literally it, and then came home and went to bed. But now we're all up and ready. Ethe Francois Jabode mini dress, orange bag from Rocco Bano, camper lyocell flats. Literally the most peaceful temple I've ever been to. There's hardly anyone here. Okay, we're making our way down to, what is it called now? You're just not gonna talk?
No, also I don't know.
Now we're going to a shrine. We just visited a temple that I don't think is that well known, that's why it was quite quiet. There was only the 3 other people. Me and my sister have literally been bitten by so many mosquitoes in that temple. We had to leave really quickly. Actually properly explained what this vlog is. I mean, it's pretty obvious, but me and my sister are in Kyoto in Japan for a couple of days. I think it's around 4 or 5 days, and then we're traveling around different parts of Japan the next 3 weeks, which is crazy. It's a really long time, and I've never actually been away from home for this long before, especially now that I have way more responsibilities at home in terms of work. I am enjoying it so much so far. We came here yesterday morning. We had our flight on Wednesday, but obviously it was like a 12-14 hour flight, and then it took us like 3 hours to get to Kyoto. So we were like traveling the whole day, and then because obviously the time difference, we arrived in Tokyo at like 7 AM yesterday, and the whole of yesterday we were fighting for our lives because the jet lag was so bad. Like, it hit us so bad, and we were honestly on the train to Kyoto, we were literally fast asleep for the whole of the 3 hours. Then we got here and we took like a 3-hour nap because we were struggling so much, because on the plane we couldn't sleep because obviously it was a day flight. Yesterday we managed to just like walk around town, go into some vintage shops, go into like some food places, just kind of get a general gist of the whole area. Didn't end up buying anything. I think we were just kind of too tired to look properly. So excited for the next couple of weeks. We have planned so much for all the places that we're going to. Next, after Kyoto, we're going to our island called Naoshima, which is going to be a hell of a journey to get to. I think we have to take 2 trains and then a ferry. Then we're going to somewhere else called Takashima after. Then our parents are actually going to come and meet us in a place called Hakone, which is near Mount Fuji, or like kind of in the countryside of Japan. And then we're gonna go to Tokyo for like a week and a bit. I've saved so many vintage shops in Tokyo, so many food places, so many parks, and just like scenic places there too. And then it's home time. Today we have actually just got back. It's 9 o'clock. Also very tired during the day. Like, we kept falling asleep in like the train, the bus, the taxi. We went to the food market. We went to a temple, which is like a hidden temple, so that it was really, really quiet. There was only like 2 other people there when we were there, and it was just like the perfect time in terms of when the sun was out, and it was just so gorgeous. Then we went to the very famous shrine, which was a whole lot bigger than I thought. Obviously it was so busy with tourists and everything because it is super famous, but it was just like kind of nice to see it in real life, and it was just surrounded by really beautiful gardens and everything. Then we went back to the main part of Kyoto to get some food. But we went to a couple of vintage shops yesterday and today. Didn't manage to find anything, but today we went to a vintage shop called Second Street in Kyoto. I think there's a couple in Kyoto. We went to the other one that we didn't go to yesterday, and I found this really, really nice Adidas zip up, but it was like what, £105, which I don't really understand why. I don't know if it was a special collab or anything, but it fits so nice, the material was so nice, and I showed it earlier in the earlier clip, but I obviously didn't end up getting it because I couldn't justify spending £105 on that. And I said to myself, in Japan I was only gonna buy stuff where I was like really in love with it and like could justify the price and everything. And I feel like the better thrift stores with all the things that I like am looking for, which is like autumn winter wear, are going to be in Tokyo. And I also don't want to lug everything around or to 3 places before I go to Tokyo, so I'm trying to not buy anything here, only kind of like little trinkets, or there's famous like matcha houses in Kyoto, so I think we're gonna try and go there, bring some matcha home, and just some gifts for some people as well. There was loads of hidden thrift stores on the back street which I'd never heard of before and haven't seen on TikTok or anything, but when we walked past they looked really good, so I think we're gonna go to them over the next couple of days. And tomorrow we're going to a couple of temples. I think we're going to fit them into one day, and then we're going to take a day trip to Nara on the day after. So yeah, I think we're going to go downstairs because our hotel has a relaxation room. It has natural hot spring baths, but we're not allowed to go in it because we have tattoos. But there are like massage chairs, they give you ice lollies, they give you free Yakult. So we're going to go downstairs and put on our pajamas that are given to us as well. Oh god. What's the white ones? Is that coconut?
That's got vanilla, coconut and chocolate.
That's got chocolate.
I might get the chocolate one.
Okay, see the outfit a little bit better in this lighting. Yay! Okay, we are off to Nara for the day, and I'm just wearing this tank top that I got from one of the Japanese department stores, my Georgina Lucy bag. Just this long grey maxi skirt and my camper flats, which I've literally been wearing every single day. I also bought this bow hair clip from this place called Kiddyland, which is literally a whole 3 floors of all the cutesy things like Sanrio, Hello Kitty, and has loads of accessories and toys and things. And this is just like a cute little blue blow that I've added into my hair. And it was only £1, but we're off to see the deer today. Okay, red bean, what is it, matcha mochi? Okay, so I have done so much the past couple of days and we're off to an art island called Naoshima, but I thought I'd show you everything that I've kind of purchased, bought from thrift shops, from just walking around, the stuff that we've gone to, some of my favourite things that we've done in Kyoto. We've been here for like 4 days in total, but every single day we've been doing so much stuff. I feel like we fit in quite a few bits considering how hot it is here at the moment. It's around 34 degrees and I feel like every single day it's gotten hotter and hotter, and it's so difficult to do everything that we want to do whilst also being slightly jet lagged, really hot, just being super tired in general. So we have seen so many amazing places. There are also a lot of thrift stores in Kyoto and I didn't actually realise there were going to be so many. There was only 3 that I originally saved on my Google Maps, but when just walking around the streets and stuff, there are so many little hidden thrift stores. I tried to restrict myself. I only bought it if I really loved it and it fit perfectly. So I first this pair of Levi's, which I wouldn't expect myself to buy a pair of Levi's in Japan, to be honest, but when I saw them, the shade of blue was exactly the shade of blue that I wanted in a pair of jeans for autumn winter. I definitely need more pairs of jeans that fit me perfectly, where I don't have to alter them, where they're not kind of dragging on the floor as I'm walking around because they're too long. These actually just fit so perfectly, lengthwise, everything, around the waist as well. They're 501s, waist 32, length 32, so they sit really nicely low-waisted on me, and the length of them is just perfect. I think I got them for £50, which is, I think, is just like a standard pair of Levi's price, to be honest, even in the UK. So it wasn't like it was cheap or anything here, but I only got it just because they just fit perfect, and it is really difficult to find a pair of jeans that fit properly. Then I got a jacket, and it's kind of like an washed out black, because I find that when it's a really pigmented black it just doesn't suit me, but this was like a perfect shade of black, and then the stripes at the sides are kind of like an off-white beige. I originally thought it was Adidas, but it's not, but the quality of the jacket is just really cute. I think this was £38. Just liked the fit of it. I just feel like it's going to be a really good staple for the autumn. We went to Kiddyland, a huge store with multiple floors of all the kind of cartoon, cutesy figurines that you can think of. So there was some Sunny Angel stuff, there was Disney stuff, Sanrio, Miffy, kind of forgot the names of the other ones, but I only got 2 things because I feel like there's a lot of kiddie lands around Japan, especially in Tokyo. So I thought if I was gonna buy all my cutesy stuff that I'm looking to buy, all my like little accessories or kind of like purses, coin purses, and I'm just gonna buy them in Tokyo so I don't have to kind of lug it around all the other places that I'm going to before I go to Tokyo. But I got these 2 clips so then I can wear them for the rest of my trip. It's just this bow, baby blue bow, which is just adorable. Like, I've become obsessed with just wearing clips in my hair. I get the hair out of my face at the moment whilst it's like boiling hot. I'm just trying to wear clips during the day so then I'm not like overheating just because of my hair. So that's the blue one. And then this one I really liked. It's kind of like a little Sakura flower, but the pink flower is translucent, so it just kind of looks cute in on top of my orangey red toned hair. I just love these little kind of clips and accessories. We've got like a 2-3 hour journey to Naoshima now, and it's a Monday around 2 o'clock, so we're gonna get there in the evening, and then so tomorrow we have a full day of exploring Naoshima. It's an island that my sister really wants to go to. My sister is an architect, so she really wants to go there. I wouldn't have known it without her, so I am really excited to see a different part of Japan as well. I feel like we're getting so much done. It's definitely not a chilled holiday because we've been walking around 20,000 steps literally every single day. We are absolutely exhausted. We come home to the hotel around 8 o'clock and we are knackered. We conk out straight away. It's just like busyness, but I'm really enjoying it. It's just so nice to come back to an East Asian country. I haven't actually been to an East Asian country since I was around 13. I kind of forgot the feeling of what it's like to be back in an East Asian country. I'm from Hong Kong. There are a lot of Hong Kong people here visiting because I guess it's just super close, but also I just feel like I fit in a way, even though I'm not Japanese. Everyone's from the same kind of continent and you kind of look similar in that aspect, where I don't feel like a minority when I'm in comparison to growing up in London, for example. As a Chinese person, I felt like I was a minority, and I am a minority, especially back then. And I feel like the feeling that you have in an East Asian country as an East Asian is just like a feeling I can't describe. Like, I just feel like so comfortable and super safe here, just so like happy and content. I just kind of just forgot that feeling of how it feels. It's also really nice to hear some people from Hong Kong. I can hear Cantonese, and it just makes me wish I came back here sooner and also more often. I'm loving Japan so far. Everyone here is just so kind, so polite. Even the fact that I don't speak their language, they're so eager to help me and super patient. Everyone kind of like gets on with their own thing. It's super respectful. Food quality is insane. The quote-unquote lowest quality food here, which is super cheap, but also all food here is like really cheap. I think it's cheaper to eat out than actually like, get groceries and then cook, which is the same as Hong Kong. Standard of the lower quality food is way higher than it is in England. I feel like it's going to be so difficult to go back to England and the standard food there in comparison to here. I could go every single day eating this type of food and not get bored of it. I've been eating so much udon. We have like sushi for breakfast, so much tempura. Different parts of Japan have more or less of different things. So for example, I think here they have less of those conveyor belt sushi restaurants. We went to one on the first day, but they have a lot more in Tokyo, I've heard. So I'm super excited to have that. Kyoto, I think, is also really famous for their matcha houses and matcha here. The matcha here, I can't ever go back to drinking matcha in the UK and paying £5 for it, because the matcha here, they have coffee machines, you know, those automatic coffee machines. They have a matcha option. Even the matcha from those machines is unreal, like super strong, super green and frothy and creamy. And then you go to restaurants where it's just like matcha heaven. Like, there's literally matcha on tap, like at every place that you go, every corner that you turn. The matcha ice cream, matcha sweets, desserts, everything, and I don't get bored of it. I've been having ice cream literally every single day, shaved ice every single day, because it's been so hot. It's just like helps to cool you down during the day and not get heat stroke. I went to a matcha house which is like 100 years old because I wanted to get some matcha from there and bring it home. We're looking to come to Kyoto. My favorite kind of shrines and temples, although there are so many in Kyoto that you can go and visit, the bamboo forest, which we went to this morning, which was so beautiful. It was so lovely, and they also have little cafes and like restaurants around there at the bottom too. And we got there at like 9:30, so it wasn't too busy because we didn't want to go there when it was peak heat, peak sunshine at 12. We saw a couple of cafes which were really cute. There was like a Hello Kitty cafe and Miffy cafe, but we just didn't really have time to go and look at everything and wait till they opened. This I find, and touristy kind of overpacked places make such a difference in terms of how you take everything in and don't get overwhelmed by the amount of people or just everyone taking photos and the heat as well. And I think that for me helped me decide what were my favorite places, but also obviously I liked them because I also liked them aesthetically and just like the history behind it as well. My other favorite was the Higashiyama Jishochi. Sorry, I don't think my pronunciation is great, but this also was hardly anyone there. It wasn't busy at all. Just thought that this was super beautiful. You kind of walked around up some hills and looked at a really nice view of Kyoto. I think also some of the temples and shrines were more touristy in the way that everything was set out in a way for tourists, if that makes sense. And so it's easier for tourists to navigate, whereas I feel like the ones that I'm mentioning were more so set there and you can kind of like walk around to appreciate it a bit more rather than it being a showy thing. The third one was the Komyo-in temple. There was only like 2 other people there when we visited, and it was just so silent, so beautiful. Like I felt like when I spoke I had to whisper, and like I didn't want to speak because I just didn't want to disturb the whole serene energy that the place gave, and I really wanted to sit there, admire it for a really long time. But me and my sister literally acquired 4 mosquito bites each in like the space of 20 minutes just by being there, and we were just like getting stressed by the mosquitoes, so we did leave because we sat down to like chill in that area because we loved it so much, but then we literally got bitten by mosquitoes. But those are my favorites. And then in terms of restaurants, I genuinely think all the restaurants here are really good. All the udon places are amazing. Today we went back to an udon place. The food market that we've gone to today was our second time going. It was like £9 for 2 udon altogether, so it's just so cheap. That kind of gives you an idea of the prices in Japan. That in London would literally cost me, for one, would cost me like £14, so it is so worth it, and the quality is obviously so much better. I'm gonna go to Naoshima now. I hope you enjoyed this vlog. I'll be vlogging next week, where the whole week we're gonna be spending it in Naoshima, Hakone, which is kind of like the countryside near Mount Fuji, so it's very like serene energy. It's Tokyo the week after, but the next vlog will literally be like Japanese countryside and our island and just like more chill energy. Okay, bye, love you.